YouTubers? How you guys all doing on this Saturday afternoon? This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I am here live for my live preview and predictions for WWE Summerslam 2020. Of course, now it's time for me to start saying this, but this is the first time in 2 years that I've been able to do preview predictions for SummerSlam. Of course, this last year, this is around the time that my channel got taken down. But of course, I'm back, and I get to talk about SummerSlam this year when it happens, which is cool. Of course, I did get caught up and reviewed all pay-per-views that I missed while I was gone from YouTube, but of course, I got caught up again. But anyways, enough of that. The past is the past. This is the future, and the future is now. So, we have 8 matches as of now on this card. I was waiting until after SmackDown last night at the Thunderdome, which is where SmackDown will be taking place at the Thunderdome for next 2 months, but where SummerSlam is going to be taking place at the WWE Thunderdome at the Amway Center in Orlando, Florida. So we have 8 matches on this card. It's a pretty decent card, I gotta say. Despite the fact that some weird back and forth build, I gotta say that this may be a solid show. I have some hope for this show. I will say this though. SummerSlam, I think this year, for the most part, most of these matches, it's going to be a very heel-driven show. Based off of my predictions. So, I know we don't like to see the same things, over and over again happening. I do see a lot of possibilities that could be happening in this show, and directions we could be going, getting set up for Payback for next Sunday, which again, no promises. I'm going to try to do a card predictions video. I just don't know if I'm going to have the time. I had a big project to take care of today that we have just finished up about a couple of minutes ago. So that's why, of course, I was too tired last night to do my SummerSlam predictions. So, of course, I'm still on limited time today because I want to, get some dinner for me. Because, of course, it's a big night watching TakeOver. And, of course, I will be doing live reactions for the two matches for TakeOver tonight. So we're going to go through this pretty smoothly and quickly. But SummerSlam, again, I got to say, I do think this is going to be a good show. At least a solid show. I'm hoping for at least a B- level show. Like I said, it's going to be a mostly heel-dominating show. There are a couple turns I can possibly see happening on this show. Or teasing some stuff for the future. So, we'll get into that. And of course, if you're live in the live chat, right now I see we've got Lauren in the live chat. What's up? SummerSlam actually seems decent this year. She's predicting that Dominic Mysterio and Seth Rollins be the opener. That actually may not be a bad idea. And the main event's going to be Orton and McIntyre. Yes. Okay. Now, one thing I will agree with for sure, definitely say. The main event needs to be Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. I'm sorry. Not Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. I think they've really messed up that feud. And, of course, I will get into that when we get there in a little bit. Her predictions are Orton, Rollins, Sasha, Bayley, Andrade, and Garza, and Mandy. And she thinks Bray Wyatt will win the championship. Okay. We have some similarities on that prediction as well. But yeah, again, I'm on limited time. We're going to get rolling, and we're going to see where we go from here. Also, again, I'm sorry if it sounds a little bit extra louder in my room, but get used to that because the biggest project I took on today was I got no carpeting in my room anymore. My carpet was getting kind of old, and so we just got rid of it, so it's going to sound very echoey in my room now. So it's going to be this way probably until I move out of my parents' house. So who knows when that's going to happen, but, we'll see there. Let me see here. Imagine if Edge returns and helps Orton. I don't know about that. We'll get into that later. That's not a bad prediction, but I don't know about that one. It'll definitely be a heel show, hopefully, and should enjoy TakeOver. Thank you. Alright, but again, I gotta get started talking about these predictions. Again, we got 8 matches to talk about. As of now, nothing on the pre-show, but probably some random-ass match will be added to the pre-show for all we know. We'll see. So, let's roll into this. So, the match that I think is going to, open up the show that I predicted is one of the women's title matches, which is the one that's very, I don't see any title change happening. Bayley and Asuka for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Again, first off, once again, why is Asuka fighting for both titles? Again, I love Asuka, but what's the reason behind it? It just shows once again that this women's, again, the women's division and the tag team division just need to merge those titles. Just needs to merge the titles. Obviously, with the lack of depth in the women's division and in the tag team, especially tag team, like where are all these tag teams? They're just breaking them all up. Even in the women's division, there's barely any women's tag teams. So to me, it's like, one, get rid of the women's tag titles, and two, they need to just merge these titles and just move on with the show. I would move on, I would say, because this is not working with these divisions that just have a lot of people involved in it, but just no one feels relevant. So, of course, we have Naomi Deserves Better trending, yet Asuka's fighting for both championships, and she's on Raw. Where's the brand-to-brand invitation role here, people? But to me, it's obvious that, when they finally, if they, God forbid, finally do that match with Bayley and Sasha, we should have had 2 years ago, then Bayley's going to be the heel. Even though I still think Sasha Banks, again, Bayley can be a babyface. I feel like I could pull off a babyface much better than Sasha. Sasha, a certain amount of time, yes, but I just love Sasha way too much as a heel. So obviously, even though, again, I still thought that segment with them being interviewed by Corey Graves was so stupid. Like, the first freaking question asked, are you guys splitting up? Again, this sounds super telegraphed, and which just drives me nuts. They did that before Dean Ambrose turned heel, and the only reason why they saved me, the shock from the heel turn, was because they did it on the night that Roman Reigns announced that he had leukemia. I didn't think they would do it on the night that happened, but they did that to give Ambrose nuclear heat, and they would have booked his character right, it would have worked. But when they did that, I'm just like, are you splitting up? Hey guys, are you splitting up? So it's like there was no teases or anything recently between the golden role models of them splitting up. Like, they've been booking them, well, I wouldn't say not the strongest, but decently strong, I will say. So, obviously, that the show needs to finally just start teasing the cracks. And the way they did it on SmackDown last night, I thought it was just stupid. It felt super duper 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 forced. Like, it's like, okay, they're splitting up, why should you guys care? Well, we should care, but where the problem was you dragged it on for way too freaking long. Anyways, so as far as this match goes, Sasha's going to somehow help Bayley retain the title, and because Asuka's not winning both titles. She's not, but Bayley's retaining here. One of the matches I would say I'm not looking forward to that most is this match. And also because Bayley's been losing recently. She's tapped out to Asuka 2 weeks in a row. She tapped out to Asuka, then she tapped out to Shayna Baszler, and then she lost to Naomi on SmackDown last night. So we have that. Match number 2. What am I picking for match number 2? Okay, yeah. Match number 2. Another match I'm not super duper excited about. It could be a decent match, but I'm still not that excited about it. The Street Profits versus Andrade Cien Almas and Angel Garza for the Raw Tag Team Championships. Definitely 4 talented individuals. I will always give them that. 4 great individuals in the ring. I just don't care about the story for this match. It was just Andrade and Angel were teasing back and forth. We're going to split up or not. We're going to get along this week. Now we are this week. Nah, not this week. It was just so super back and forth that I was just done. Like, after WrestleMania, I was just done. And then they were losing left and right. But in the moment they need them to be number 1 contenders for the tag titles, they actually booked them strong. Why? Because there's no tag teams in these divisions. So, super back and forth. And then the story that they actually have once the tag champions happen is just a simple, anticlimactic story. Oh my gosh, somebody poisoned Montez Ford, I wonder who it could be. Yeah, it's obvious it's the people who are coming after the titles. It's obvious. I mean, if they started that, had to happen first before that number one contenders match, okay, maybe I can get a little more leeway because we wouldn't know. It wouldn't be so obvious. But when he's making it super obvious and so anticlimactic, I'm just like, I just do not give a crap. So, as far as things they'll win this, I mean, Street Profits have had a decent run. Well, they've had some crappy bookings, especially in their god awful, anything you can do, I can do better storyline with the Viking Raiders, the Viking Prophets, or whatever you want to call them. I wasn't a fan of that feud at all, but they've done the best they could as tag champions. Again, there's just no division for them to work with right now. But I think to actually get their credibility back again, I think Andrade and Angel need this match. So I'm picking them to win, and maybe like a 2 out of 3 falls match or something at Payback. I'm still thinking about that as I quickly throw together a new card. So Garza and Andrade are my picks to win. I think it'll be a decent match, but again, the story around it, it's just a typical anticlimactic. Oh my goodness, who poisoned Montez Ford? I don't know. It's obviously the people who are going after his titles because they're so freaking obvious and terrible liars. You know, not entertaining. So yeah, I think we're going to have our first of a couple title changes, several title changes actually on the show that I'm predicting happening with this match here. So I think Garza and Almas. Yes, I'm still calling him Andrade Cien Almas. He's not just Andrade. He is Andrade Cien Almas to me, even though that name's been gone for a long time now. That's still the case to me. They're going to win the titles here. I can see happening. So, that's that. Match number 3. Okay. This one is going to be an interesting one to me. Apollo Crews versus MVP of the Hurt Business. And of course, the stipulation for this match is because Apollo Crews beat Shelton Benjamin this past week on what's it called? On Raw. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are both banned from ringside for this United States Championship match. They're going to have one-on-one. And of course, MVP claims the reason why he lost their last match is because of the lights flickering with Retribution. And he thinks Apollo Crews is behind Retribution. That was a little ridiculous. This is going to be like a hit or miss situation with this match. This is the only match I'm going to predict does not have like a clear, clean winner. And it can't because this is like do or die. This is like a do or die moment for Apollo Crews. If he just beats MVP and moves on from there, it's not going to be a good sign for him. Apollo Crews needs to join the Hurt Business. He needs that heel turn. And again, I don't know if, him getting sick with that virus changed things up a little bit. Because before that, he was like sneaking in some like heelish tactics to win some matches. And I was like, okay, I like that. Was liking it, but then of course, again, something else had to happen to tease Apollo Crews joining the Hurt Business, and I really think this match somehow, some way. I know some people is predicting like he should pull like Deluxe, well, formerly Deluxe Man, but he's just Alex now, is predicting a finger poke of doom. I don't think a finger poke of doom is going to be the case, but I think in some way, somehow, this is going to be more so like a segment. I don't think this is going to be an actual match. I think it's going to be some sort of like a segment. With Apollo Crews finally turning heel. Here's the thing. Somebody's turning heel in this match. I think it's either going to be Apollo Crews or it's going to be Cedric Alexander. Even though, once again, Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley are not allowed out ringside. They're banned. But some way, somehow, and I can't wrap my mind around how, This match cannot just have just a regular match and a clean finish. No, this has to lead to some way Apollo Crews joining the Hurt Business. That's why I was even said in my SummerSlam a printed match card, this should be, if Apollo Crews loses, he must join the Hurt Business. And then slowly over time, he gets caught up and actually, fully embraces it or something like that. For here, it's like, what can you really do? But this right here is where he has to turn heel. Because if not, then his U.S. title reign is just going to go flat. Because his face run is just flat and hit a very dead end. I could see maybe both Crews and Cedric turning heel. That is if Shelton Benjamin and Bobby Lashley were on the ringside. But now that they're not, it's like something else has to happen. Again, something has to happen with Apollo Crews turning heel and joining the Hurt Business on this show. So I'm still going to stick my guns to saying this is not going to be a match. This is going to be a segment. It's going to somehow lead to Apollo Crews turning heel. Because, again, out of both Cedric and Apollo, I think Apollo needs that heel turn more than ever right now. He's the United States champion. He needs a direction to go to. Again, he could be defending that title against the likes of Alexander, not himself, Ricochet, Mustafa Ali, even though Vince has buried them all pretty much to freaking Riddick Moss, and like so many other names. He could be Kevin Owens. Also, is another one. He could be defending that title against so many people. Him and Rey Mysterio. If Rey Mysterio comes back, they could feud for the U.S. title. He needs that. He needs that direction. Of course, this fall, sometime probably in October, they're going to have another shake-up or something like that. Maybe we get some fresh faces from SmackDown. I don't know. Some people who Apollo can feud and have great matches with. So I'm sticking to my gun. I don't know how it's going to happen, but somehow this is not going to have a clean finish match, and Apollo Crews is going to turn heel. That's my pick for this match. Has to happen. Again, if Apollo just beats MVP and that's it, then Apollo is completely directionless after this. So, that's my pick for match number 3. Match number 4. I need to take this off because it looks like that the stipulation for this changed after last night's back and forth episode of SmackDown, especially when it came to this match. But I'm still excited for it. Match number 4 is Mandy Rose versus Sonya Deville. Originally, this was supposed to be a hair versus hair match. But last night's episode of SmackDown, they changed it up. So I think from based off the promos, especially one that Sonya did, I think they're throwing the whole hair versus hair out. Because, as Sonya said, it's not going to make a difference. It's not going to phase either one of them. She's already cut Mandy's hair, and Sonya doesn't care if she has hair or she's bald. So to me, to her, it's like, it doesn't matter. But what happened recently, of course, for most of you who have heard, Mandy Rose's home was broken into by a crazy fan who was stalking her, pretty much. Sonya's home. Mandy Rose was actually at the house with her at the time when it happened. So obviously both these women have been very shaken up and gone through have had a rough week, and obviously dealing with, the trauma. Even though, of course, Mandy Rose on screen is acting like, it doesn't faze her at all. Like, what happened? It's not affecting her at all, and she is still focused. Mandy Rose, who just wanted to, just realizing, just not to take for granted what you have in life, and just cherish it. So she basically wants her and Sonya to put this all behind them and continue to move on. Well, Sonya then comes out and basically just says that, I knew you'd do this, Mandy, back out on us like this, but no, we're still fighting at SummerSlam. Let's up the stakes. How about let's make this no disqualification, and the loser leaves WWE. I mean, again, she probably very again. Sonya Deville has improved. I mean, both of these women have improved drastically with this feud that they've had. Of course, the whole storyline, of course, started with Mandy and Otis, and of course, when that accomplished what it needed to do with Otis getting the girl. I'll still say, damn you, Otis, till the day I die. Because I'm still jealous of you, Otis. For crying out loud, you got to make out with Sandy Rose. Mandy Rose in a pool of all places. Anyways, so that happened. But of course, Sonya being jealous and thinking that, she doesn't get the attention for, and thinking that, Mandy's a pretty face. She thinks, she wants to outdo Mandy Rose for crying out loud. And to me, honestly, Sonya's already, gotten out of this feud. To me, I feel like Sonya has gotten out of this feud what she needs to get out of. Her promo skills have improved drastically. Big time. Did you guys know that the reason why they were originally having her and Dolph Ziggler together around WrestleMania was because they felt that Dolph was going to help give Mandy Rose help with her promo skills? But once they saw how great of a promo is, that how much Mandy's improved with her, Sonya, well, even Mandy too, but especially Sonya, how much Sonya's improved with her promos that she didn't need him anymore. Again, she's gotten out of this feud what she needs. Like Sonya Deville, no matter what results happen on tomorrow with this match, has gotten out of this feud. She's won what she's needed to win out of this feud. The only thing that needs to happen is Mandy Rose getting her comeuppance. And of course, before, hair versus hair, a simple way, but of course, up in the stakes and having Sonya basically saying, well, why are we doing hair versus hair if me losing my hair is not going to mean much to me? I'm going to make this even more personal and try to take your career away. Which is what's happening. But I still think, personally, the reason why they're doing this is because, obviously, even though, well, both of these women probably could use some time off, especially Sonya. I think Sonya was the one who got shaken up the most out of that break-in this past week. So either way, I think Mandy's getting the victory here. Sonya's taking some time off. Just to, deal with what she has to deal with, and because she's going to come back. And I think when she comes back, I think they're probably going to separate these two from different brands. I think you can keep Mandy on SmackDown, you can put Sonya on Raw. Again, what I would do, honestly, well, spoiler alert, I'm predicting Asuka's getting the Raw Women's title back later on in my predictions. What I would do is have Asuka win the title, and when Sonya comes back, have Sonya be the one to take the title off of Asuka. Mandy can stay on SmackDown. I know you got Naomi deserves better training, but if you're not going to stick to Naomi, it could lead to eventually Mandy becoming SmackDown Women's Champion. I think Mandy could probably improve. Again, besides her good looks, I'll never take away Mandy's good looks. Y'all know how much I drool over Mandy Rose and just wish I could have a woman as beautiful as her. But, and of course, so many other women out there in the wrestling business. But anyways, of course, getting way off track there. Getting too focused on the looks here. Anyways, I still think, I think Sonya has benefited the most out of this feud. And again, Mandy's improved too. She has a little bit more seasoning to do. But I think her time with championship will come. Sonya, though, I think, once she gets back, I think you should put the title on her. She deserves it. She's improved a ton since she first came up as Absolution and was just doing a slow sparring match. She's improved a ton. Put them on separate brands. Have Sonya rule the Raw Women's division. And even when Becky comes back, if you want to do Becky Lynch and Sonya Deville, boy, let's go. With how great both of them are on the microphone at this point, let's go. You couldn't get me one to see that match like a year ago. That's for damn sure. So since we're halfway through, let's check the live chat, because it's going on 4:30. Okay, I still have a decent amount of time. So let's check the live chat and see what we got here. Let me see here. What do we got? Live chat. Lauren, it's all Lauren. The Lauren live chat. That's what we got here. So thank you, Lauren. She says she's going to be posting her predictions soon. Awesome. What turns do you think will happen? We'll get to them soon, especially get to the later matches. She thinks match of the night will be Orton and Drew, which I think is definitely a good candidate for that. But it'll probably be Dominic and Seth. Either that one or Orton and Drew will be the match tonight, I think. Wish it was Bayley versus Sasha, winner takes all. They could. I mean, they still have the tag titles on them, but yeah, they could, honestly, if they wanted to do that. At this point, just do the match of Survivor Series. There's no way we can delay this match anymore till next year's WrestleMania, so just do the match of Survivor Series. That's what I would still say. Or Hell in a Cell. Bayley and Sasha inside Hell in a Cell. Ooh. Let's go. Mickey needs to be on this show. Oh, yeah. And treated better. Heck, if Mickey... again, here, how about this? Long-term booking. If Sonya takes the title off of Asuka, well, I'm sure at some point we're going to have Becky Lynch and Sonya, so maybe that'll happen there, but maybe Mickey can be the one... Either Becky or Mickey could be the ones to take the title off of Sonya. It could happen. Let me see here. Watch Dominic turn on Ray on Raw. For Extreme Rules, I saw it happening. For SummerSlam, I don't. And I'll explain why, of course, in a little bit. Naomi is done. She should leave. It's possible. I think it's possible she may just consider leaving because she's been disrespected, especially recently with Naomi deserves better, yet they're still sabotaging her. So that's a possibility, but I'm not too sure. Is mine? Oh, no, never mind. That's not something. Yeah, I did hear Renee Young is leaving. She'd rather see Sasha as a face and Bayley as a heel. We disagree there, but okay. Watch Alexa turn to Bray. I'd still think that'd be super dumb, but I think she's going to get involved in that match somehow. We'll get to that. Is Strowman heel? I don't know. But I'm going to... Spoiler alert, I think after SummerSlam, he needs to go heel. We'll get to that in a little bit. Is new champs? We'll get to that. Kairi is back on Japan, which she belongs there. Ruby and Liv should be facing Sasha and Bayley. Agreed, but I still think it's slightly too soon. I still think it's a little bit too soon for that match. I'm still trying to decide who... It probably will be Ruby and Liv, but I still personally think it's too soon. They're still putting the stuff back together. Bianca and Zelina was on Raw. Worst match will be Bray versus Braun. Quite possibly, yes, to be honest. I do agree with that. Bayley takes the win. Andrade and Garza are winning. What's with the new blonde girl and Charlie? Oh, that Demi, whatever I can name. She's cute, but she's annoying. And then Charlie Caruso is blonde now too, I guess. And no Jeff and Styles. Where's Sheamus on here? I guess neither of them are getting on the card. I think we're going to get a rematch between Styles and Jeff at Payback next Sunday. I don't think we're getting a rematch here at SummerSlam. Joe versus Rollins. That could be a good feud for Joe to come back to. I don't see Cena coming back tomorrow. I don't see any reason why. He said, did you... Apparently Orton wants his last match to be at Mania against Cena, winning a 17th title with both of them retiring and Flair being in the corner. That actually would not be a bad idea. Interesting. I'm not opposed to that. That wouldn't be a bad idea. 'Tag teams suck. 3 or 4 years in time also. This poison thing's ridiculous. What's with Raw Underground? Raw Underground's decent. It still give me the time, but I actually am not turned off by it yet. Vince returning. Stephanie returning soon. She's been on the big screen. Well, the couple segments addressing Sasha and Bayley. MVP is winning. I see no point in this match at all. Apollo needs that turn soon. Oh, he needs that turn, definitely. Or again, maybe, because I don't want to see Apollo lose the title, but if MVP wins, then basically have Apollo Crews be like the, he was right all along, and then if you can't beat him, join him thing or something like that. Maybe that'll happen. Who knows? If the 24/7 title is on here, damn, probably at some point we're gonna get Shelton Benjamin to get that taken off of him. MVP will be the worst match, she thinks. Why did MVP ever come back? I don't know. And what's with Chad Gable turning heel and joining Corbin? I don't even know what Chad Gable is, if he's a heel or a face right now, because they've gone back and forth. And all I know is that whatever it takes for him to make a joke on TV, that's what they're going to book him as. Mandy will win. Sonya home. She likes Sonya. She deserves better than this. She loves a Sonya title reign as well. Awesome. So a lot of stuff there from Lauren. Thank you, Lauren, but we got to continue moving on. Next match, of course, is one of our candidates for match of the night. Match number 5 continues some, well, babyface hurrah. Spoiler alert. We got Dominic Mysterio taking on Seth Rollins in a street fight. So, I've been a little vocal about this, especially after they started teasing this match after Extreme Rules. I still think this can be a good match, but they need to be careful. The thing that worries me about this match is that I just don't want them setting the bar too high yet for Dominic. I mean, in the ring, he has the times I've seen him actually take bumps and stuff in the ring, especially of course with the stuff with Ray and Brock Lesnar last fall, and of course recently as well. I do think he can wrestle. There's no doubt about that. I do think he can wrestle. It's just I feel like he's taking on too big of a name in his first match at Seth Rollins. Like, I don't want Dominic to win this match and everyone wants to see him be world champion. I don't want to see Dominic Mysterio being world champion yet. No, not yet. Someday, maybe. Now, not yet. It's way too high of a bar to set. We don't just set the bar, we are the bar! I actually missed that tag team, but yet then again, Cesaro deserves me much more than a tag team specialist. But anyways. But the story's still been great with this feud. And, everything, the build has been awesome. Again, I just don't want this to set the bar too high. Now, who I think's going to win? Well, like I said, Seth winning might seem a little bit flat. I don't think Dominic, though, is going to win this completely clean on his own. I don't think, again, he's going to look good in this match, but I don't think he's going to look like $1 million either in this match. I don't want to look like they're making it look like they're going to give him like a rocket ship push to the top. Dominic, I think, needs to season out still, especially with his promo skills. His promo skills are okay, but they have some work to do. His in-ring ability does look interesting to me. But, well, here's the thing. See, I'm not sure. I would only want to see Seth win. As here's one possible thing I think could happen, but I don't think it will. And I'm only saying that because of some backstage rumors. The only way I will accept Seth Rollins winning, even though I don't know where this is going to go, is if we have a heel turn from Aleister Black. And I'm saying that because I've read the rumors lately that Vince is not too high on him. And based off of how they wrote him off with Murphy piercing Aleister's eye into the steel steps, it wouldn't surprise me if Aleister comes back as this darker character and he costs Ray and Dominic the match. But I don't want to see Dominic Mysterio and Aleister Black or Ray and Aleister Black either. And I see just Aleister basically saying, I've gotten nothing out of this. I've been doing all the help for you, and yet all I do is just get taken down and nothing in return. So that's why I'm coming after you and making your life miserable, pretty much. I can, knowing how Vince is on Aleister right now, I can see that happening. What I think should happen though is basically have, because I've heard rumors also, Seth Rollins, especially when it gets closer to when Becky's going to have the baby, which I think she's not due until December, I've heard rumors that Seth Rollins may be taking some time off soon. Because of, helping prepare for the baby and whatnot. So that being said, again, if this was Extreme Rules, I can possibly see Dominic turning on Ray. But since we're past Extreme Rules now and that didn't happen, and of course the pointless eye for an eye match happened, that to me just did not work. And I felt it felt pointless. I felt we were just back at where we all started with this feud in general, with Seth just piercing Ray's eye. It was nothing. Only difference was Seth puked. And I'm sure that entertained the hell out of Vince. But I think we're going to have, like, basically Rollins get his full comeuppance here. And since it's a street fight, have people, like, Alistair, or it's gonna look like, like Dominic can wrestle, but to a certain point. And basically, anyone else that Seth has given hell to is basically gonna kind of, like, give him the comeuppance, and I think that's how Dominic's gonna win. So, a win for Dominic, but just protecting Rollins and not setting the bar too high for Dominic, as I still see. It's still going to be a good match with or without the interference that's going to happen. I know there's going to be some type of chaotic interference. So, that's what I want to say happening. Dominic wins, and we're going to have, Aleister Black return to take out Murphy, and, maybe Carrillo gets involved as well. But at least just Aleister Black. We don't need Carrillo in there. So, yeah. Dominic's winning here, but, he's, yeah, so, and then I don't know what's going to happen with Dominic after that, but I don't think he should be getting, like, a rocket ship push yet. I think it's the main reason why I'm still a little concerned about this match, is that I don't want it to, like, basically give Dominic a rocket ship push, because, again, he's good, but he needs some work. So, that's match number 5. Let's talk about match number 6. Braun Strowman, the choo-choo train among men, Braun Strowman, bald Braun Strowman, taking on The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. We're finally getting Braun Strowman and The Fiend for the Universal Championship. If there's any feud that I've really, really soured on, it's this one. This feud has been so back and forth and overproduced that I just want to use that. I'm just begging for it to end. Let me put it this way. It started off good. The stuff they did leading to Money in the Bank and the match at Money in the Bank, I love that. I thought that was great, playing into the history well. And of course, this whole idea of Bray showing that soft spot for Braun, and that he basically just wants to protect him. He knows that if, Bray, if he can't listen to Bray, then the Fiend's going to come after him next, because the Fiend has something that Braun wants, and that's the Universal Championship. But then Bray became a daddy because JoJo had a baby. He took like a month or so off. Came back after Backlash, after Strowman had that dumb feud for that 2-on-1 handicap match with Miz and Morrison. Boo boo. Boo boo, because for crying out loud, they just ruined. To me, again, the icing was on the cake for Miz and Morrison last night for me whenever Miz called Shinsuke Nakamura the fartest known as Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm just done with their corny ass jokes that they're booking for both of them. But then this feud resumed. I'm thinking, okay, maybe we're gonna get Braun Strowman taking the Fiend here. I think the moment this feud turned me off was whenever they had Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt for the Extreme Rules build. Because why? The Eater of Worlds character to me is dead. So them doing that and having him go back to the swamp just to fight in the water for the Fiend to come out of the water, I thought it was dumb. I just thought it was pointless. I think that swamp fight did absolutely nothing for any of them. So I thought that was all pointless, and it kind of threw out the window. Then they bring in Alexa Bliss and get her involved in this feud, because they teased a romance angle from like 2 years ago. Here's the thing. They teased it in a mixed match challenge. Something that nobody was really watching. And they did nothing with it, just dropped the whole thing after the mixed match challenge ended. Did anybody even remember any of that at all whatsoever? It was interesting back then, yes, but not now. It was just randomly thrown in together, and again, it made no sense. Braun Strowman, who, yes, I get it. They're trying to give this idea of, yeah, anyone who comes across the Fiend is not the same. I get that. It wasn't accomplished or illustrated well in that swamp fight. I'm sorry, it really wasn't. It was pointless. It was dumb. It felt like, Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, doing that. And yes, the Fiend resurrected and he drowned him in a swamp. It did nothing. I couldn't follow it. And now, of course, Braun Strowman's going around trying to, like, act like I'm tough and act like a monster. When, again, he's just not... He's come across super scripted. Which, yes, 2 years ago, I hated when they briefly turned him heel when he feuded with Roman Reigns. But now I think is a time when we do turn Braun Strowman heel. But here's the thing. Alexa was not on SmackDown this week. That makes me worried that she's going to be revealed as the new Sister Abigail or something like that, and she's going to help Bray win the title. Either way, Bray needs to win the championship here. It would be so dumb for Braun Strowman, because, okay, if they really wanted to, they could have made this out to be like a double turn. Like the turn that I know a lot of people thought should have happened with the Bray Wyatt and Finn Balor feud. Or what should have happened with the Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt feud as well. Basically how, like, Bray Wyatt realized he created a monster and, of course, get himself over in the process that people, want to cheer for him and not the monster he created, and be like, I've made this mess, now I've got to fix it myself and destroy it all. To me, it felt like they were trying to, like, force that really quickly if they really are trying to go for a double turn here. But to me, it's not working. It's forced, and it's just like, oh, well, you love him, just cheer for him now and boo Braun. Do whatever you want. It's just like, it doesn't work. It's not smooth storytelling, and it does not work. What I would just... And again, the thing is, too, Braun Strowman himself says he doesn't give a damn about Alexa Bliss anymore. Why? I don't know. Just saying, the Fiend changes people when he gets inside your head. Okay, but... To me, it's not been illustrated well at all. So what I think needs to happen is no Alexa Bliss. Bray Wyatt just needs to win the title back here. I'm sorry, the Fiend just needs to get the title back and act like he never dropped it to Goldberg. I still wish they would have had him take out Vince on SmackDown. I so wish it would have happened. But then after SummerSlam, after Payback, then fully turn Braun Strowman heel. So, I don't know who he's going to feud with, but maybe that'll heat him back up and who knows, get him back to where he needs to be. So, that's what I'm going to say. Keep Alexa Bliss out of this, even though I know she's going to be there. And then after this feud ends, then we're going to fully turn Braun Strowman heel. So the Fiend is new champion. Braun Strowman turns heel at in a week or two. So that's my pick for this match. And again, this better not main event the show. I'm sorry, this does not need to main event the show. It does not. Match number 7 is the Raw Women's Championship match. Sasha Banks taking on Asuka. The curse with Sasha Banks defending singles titles will continue, and she will drop the title back to Asuka. And Bayley is either going to be, she's either going to be Bayley's not going to, somehow is going to do something to cost Sasha the match. Or Bayley's going to claim she's too hurt and she barely escaped the last match and she can't be out there, and start showing the cracks. I kind of talked about it before with the Bayley and Asuka match, but Asuka's winning the title back here. She is. So, and then it's off to the races. Bayley and Sasha in the fall. That's what I'll say here. And then the main event. The main event. I'm actually really excited about this match. If I wasn't going to my friend's house, I definitely do live reactions for this match. Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton for the WWE Championship. This was the perfect match to do. Drew McIntyre's, despite having no fans, has done a great job as WWE Champion. Randy Orton has been an excellent heel this year. Ever since he turned on Edge, he's been on fire. Just absolutely on fire. Excellent work with Edge. Yes, the whole greatest match of all time shit was terrible. But even though, of course, they overhyped the match, I still thought it was a good match. I don't think it was the best match of all time. But he's taken out legends. He's taken out Edge. He took out Christian. He took out Big Show. He took out Ric Flair. He took out Shawn Michaels with a punt kick. He is, to me, providing some of the best heel work you can compare to Tommaso Ciampa's heel run in NXT. He really is that awesome of a heel. This is the Randy Orton I love to watch. And you know for sure, you can tell with the promos he's cut, and even earlier in this year when he had a match with him on Raw, you can tell that he definitely is excited about working with Drew McIntyre. I think his feud has been built up really well, spraying a lot of truth, but Orton is still getting plenty of results on his end. So this one is tough. It was a tough prediction because I hate to see Drew McIntyre lose. He's done a great job for what he can do as champion, and I think he's really, found himself and has become the guy, probably one of the top guys on Raw for sure. I think you got to capitalize on the heel momentum here of Randy Orton. And I think Orton's going to win the championship here. But I think it's going to be from a very minor distraction from Imperium. Very minor. Nothing like drastic to make like Drew McIntyre look weak or look like Orton can't win. I think these two are going to have an excellent match. Give us that feel that either one of these two could win this match. But I feel like there's going to be just some one minor little thing that happens that's going to cause Randy Orton to say, "You'll never see it coming," and hit an RKO when like the lights go out or something like that. Or something will happen that'll prevent Drew McIntyre from retaining the title. And Orton wins this. I'm not sure how long Orton would win the title for. A lot of people are saying that they're hearing rumors that Orton's going to win the title and then Edge will win it back off when he gets back for the championship. I don't know how I feel about that. I personally think they should wait on putting the title on Edge. He's had, 2 matches since he came back, right? This isn't a feud that needs to have the title involved. I really don't think it has to have the WWE title involved. It's too soon. I would do, again, some way set this up for Drew McIntyre to have like that moment he should have had in front of the fans at WrestleMania this year. At some point now we have fans, watching virtually, even though it's a piped crowd. So, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they'll do after this, especially if they're going to give Drew like a moment, at WrestleMania or something like that. But I think Orton's winning the championship here. I literally can't see Orton losing this match because of how good he's been built. So the heel-dominated show ends with Randy Orton becoming, I think, a 14-time WWE champion, I think it is. 14-time WWE champion. And it will probably get a rematch between these two at Payback. So, those are my predictions. To go over them one more time, then I probably should go get some dinner for me. We got Bayley retaining over Asuka. Almas and Garza winning the tag titles. Apollo Crews and MVP ends up being just a segment where Apollo Crews turns heel. Mandy beats Sonya. Sonya leaves WWE until she, again, is much better off after what happened this past weekend, win the title eventually on Raw, I'd say. I think Dominic will defeat Seth Rollins, and with some help from some people who've given Rollins hell in the past months. Bray Wyatt defeats Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman a week or two later turns heel. Asuka wins the Rollins title in the fall because of Bayley and Sasha, and then Randy Orton wins the WWE Championship. Lots of predictions there, guys. It's going to be a very heel-dominating show. That does it. Check the live chat before we go off the air here, and I go get some dinner for me. I'm still not sure. Probably a burger. Who knows? Anyways, what do we got here? Let me see here. Where were we at with there? Let me see here. Where are we? I think we were right here. Where are they? Are they saying Dominic Mysterio? She thought it was got Dominic Gutierrez. Well, I mean, it's got to be Mysterio since Mysterio's wrestling name is Rey Mysterio. Um, I'd be pissed if Dominic wins with assist from Ray. I think it's gonna happen in some ways with Ray getting involved in Alistair. Like Rollins basically his full comeuppance. It's too soon for Dominic to win. To be honest, he needs more experience. Like I said, protect him from winning, but don't have just Seth just beat him and nothing else comes out of it. That's what I'm saying. Like something else needs to happen. I think for the decision. I think for that match. Rollins needs this win. Dominic will join the Messiah maybe by Survivor Series. I still don't think. I mean, it would have worked back at Extreme Rules, but I don't think it's going to happen now, in my opinion. The only reason why Dominic is popular is because Ray is his dad, and Ray wasn't his dad. He'd be a no one. Yout. She'd love to see Dominic turn on Ray. She thinks Murphy will turn on Rollins, maybe. Alistair and Rollins would be an epic team. True, but they should be having an epic pay-per-view match also, I think. Isn't Ray's contract over? It is, but he's still in talks, but apparently he wants a raise from what I hear. Dom needs to be on his own without his dad. At some point he will. Rollins is thriving as a heel, yes. He is getting married, and he will take time off and return by the Rumble, probably. She always wanted to see Alistair as a heel. Me too, kind of. After this feud with Rollins, where will Dominic be? I don't know. Dominic looks so much like his father. And why isn't Ray's daughter in the business? Guess she didn't want to be in it, or she's not old enough yet, who knows. She can't stand the Mysterios. She exclaims, and just get over this Braun and Wyatt feud. It's bad. It could be a double turn. Who knows what Alexa's going to do. Wyatt doesn't need the title. The match will end in no contest with Alexa. That'd be so stupid. That'd be so stupid to end in no contest. Make no sense. Anyone who comes in contact with Bray changes, but not Cena. Although Cena lost, but he basically was just saying before he lost how basically how turn the table and say, oh, basically the whole thing, the whole idea with that Firefly Funhouse match was, John Cena thought he was talking about Bray Wyatt, but Bray Wyatt was getting John Cena to believe that he was talking about himself the entire time. Let me see here. Bray should have attacked Vince. They ruined Strowman. Yes, they did. Nikki Cross being involved would be dumb. Let me see here. Braun was always better heel. WWE has always been has too many heels. Agreed. Watch Alexa join Bray and Nikki join Braun. That'd be stupid. No one wanted a romance. I mean, it was intriguing, but they just dropped the ball with it. So why all of a sudden is it a big deal again? Braun just looks like he's tired of all this for sure. Brian, I think, is at home taking care of his new child. Virtual fans for SummerSlam. I don't know whether who's face or heel. Sasha is winning. It's too soon for her to lose, and WWE be doing Sasha dirty. I don't see it happening again. I guess she's still on SmackDown. I think she's going to drop the title back. Orton needs this. If WWE don't pull the trigger, they'll never do it. Orton should be on fire since his heel's turn. Hope no legends will interfere here. Only interference that should happen in the main event is Retribution, with a blink of a light. Elite Squad saying apparently Braun and Bray is now last man standing. I don't care. I don't care. I literally don't care if it's last man standing. Who cares? Of course, you want Orton to win. And great prediction. She's going to post her later. And she's going to check it out. Alright, thank you. So, yeah, guys, that's going to do it for my SummerSlam preview. Again, sorry I didn't do these last night. I took a shower, but I was just too tired. And then had the ripping up the carpet today because it was all old and whatnot. So, yeah, my room's still getting used to it without carpet in it. But, yeah, that's going to do that. So, yes, I'm going to get off now. I'm going to run out and get some dinner. And I'll be back up here tonight live. Not once, not twice, but thrice. 3 times. 2 of them doing live reactions. I'll do live reactions during which the match I think will open the show. The North American Championship ladder match. I'm going to do live reactions during that. And the main event with Keith Lee and Karrion Kross. And I'll do a live review tonight. I don't know yet so when I'm going to be able to watch AEW. Because I have a busy day tomorrow before SummerSlam. So, of course, I will not be doing live reactions during SummerSlam, though, because, again, I'll be at my friend's house. So, no live reactions, unfortunately, during SummerSlam. But we'll do something tonight. But if I'm up to when I get home from my friends tomorrow night, I will do my SummerSlam review. So, yeah. So, guys, once again, what are your thoughts on this show? Will this be a heel-dominating show? Will this be a solid show? What expectations do you have for SummerSlam? What are your thoughts, your predictions? Leave them all, of course, down in the comment section below. Be sure as always to slap a like on the video, subscribe more content to my channel, and you may follow me on Twitter down here at DemandAirboy93. Well, guys, with that being said, I'm checking out, going to get some food. I'll be back up here in a little bit for live reactions during TakeOver. So, guys, let's have some fun this weekend. It'll be awesome. Have a great night, guys. Well, have a great rest of your day. Until then, until tonight, until my first live reactions, I'll see you all then. Peace out, everybody.
No